Now
Okay.
I think I hear you now.
Hey.
I got to close my closet.
No, leave it. Why did you close it?
Skeletons.
Oh.
So many skeletons in there.
How's it going?
Oh my God. What is life?
This is crazy, right? I haven't seen you in a while.
I know. I haven't seen. We didn't even do a podcast together last week, so this is like one of the longest gaps in our friendship.
Honestly, this plague that's overtaken the world has been great for us. I think that we needed some time apart. Now we miss each other, right?
It's true. Yeah,
Thank God this happened.
Oh my
I'm so
God.
happy.
I can't even agree with that. Even as a joke, I can't understand. Even like, I didn't think it would be this crazy, and I didn't think like
nobody did.
Life would be changed forever.
You think it's changed forever? In what sense?
I mean,
indefinitely, perhaps.
Well, yeah, but I honestly think that this is sort of we're now like in a, it's funny. It's like, I keep thinking of like 9/11, but that only affected New York City. And to be honest, like not that long after, businesses even in that area opened up.
Yeah, I know it's I hope that it changes things for the better. You know, Allie's working on the front lines right now in the hospital, and I think that from her point of view, like the disease can get pretty bad, but like it could be a lot worse. The bigger problem is how underprepared everyone is for it. You know?
Are you okay? What's up with that little cough?
I don't know. I probably have it. I have had a little bit of a cough.
You think so?
I do. I'm not faking that. Yeah. I'm assuming that she's going to bring it home to me and we'll both have it.
Right.
If I don't already have it. But my temperature's been fine.
Is she working with patients that have coronavirus?
Yeah.
It's just that she's at a hospital.
She has a patient with a coronavirus. Yeah.
Like a kid?
Like she's directly working with this person. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So I think, that what they think is that you might get immunity. But here's the thing with everything they've said so far, they've kind of been a little bit wrong, or like they've made these like accusations that are like, young people can't get it, or like dogs can't get it. And they're noticing.
Dogs can get it?
I don't know if that's changed.
I hope not.
Yeah.
I hope my cat can't get it. Yeah, it's funny, man. We live in a world like a post-information world. Like nobody knows what to believe anymore. It's really wild.
I know.
So bizarre. And honestly, I've been like feeling okay because I'm staying informed, but just by going directly to like CDC websites and stuff. I'm trying not to like let anything I see on the media panic me, because every time I do, it's very upsetting. But my mental health has been very good because I'm just looking at the facts, man. You know.
Are you walking? Are you taking walks and stuff?
I'm not really leaving. No, I'd like to. It's really nice out today, finally, but I'm a little nervous to do so.
Well, I'm not really worried about walking around by myself. I've gone to like the grocery store maybe twice in 2 weeks. And
yeah, I've gone.
Both times I've kept my distance from people. Today I had to drop off a package for Lisa, and it was wild because like people cross the street when you walk by. It's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like everybody sort of keeps themselves apart. Whole Foods has like a line of like with 3 feet apart from people, and they're only letting in like a certain amount of people at a time.
The grocery store by me has been fine. There's no like crazy lines or anything.
Yeah, Food Town is like that too. Like there's a Food Town that I've been going to that, I mean, there's been people in it, but there's no line to like Whole Foods, I guess, since it's more corporate, is like more regulated. And Food Town's just like, yeah, come on in, we could use the business.
It's just Food Town. It's not like it's Food City, you know.
Right.
They're
it's
much
just
simpler people.
Less people. Yeah, it's more suburban. But yeah, I was walking and I was looking at my phone and I looked up and a guy was nervous that I didn't see him and he was gonna like walk into me, and I was like, oh, and I like kind of laughed and he was just like.
I think you can walk by people, right? I mean, it's not like we're surrounded by a force field, and if you touch it, you get sick.
Yeah, but I think people are just erring on the side of caution.
This whole thing feels like a John Carpenter movie, where like The Thing. Have you ever seen that? Where nobody knows if they have it. I don't know if I have it or not. I can't get tested. Like, oh no, it's really wild.
I know. I'm at a point now where at first I think I felt like, I kind of want to get it so that I could like kind of get past it.
Yeah.
we don't know for sure if immunity comes after that, but like that's what they think. But now I'm at a point where I'm like, I don't even want to get it. Like Mike Kelton has
Right.
it, or he thinks he has
Oh,
it,
really?
and he said he's been really bad.
Yeah.
He described it in his Instagram, and it was like, I mean, I'm sorry, on his Twitter in a thread, and I was like, oh, I don't want this. And then McCarthy might have it because he's been really sick.
Yeah. I don't
He
know.
seems to describe it as pretty brutal and fatigued.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to do. We'll see.
I'm not. I think you'd expect me to be more panicked than I am.
Yeah, but I think that like it's kind of like when you know how like ADD medication, as far as I'm aware, the way it works is it's a stimulant, so it
Mm-hmm.
kind of like hits your brain so that it like overpowers the hyperactivity and kind of chills you out because it like overloads the system. I
Yeah.
kind of picture that happening with you, where it's like so much that it's like overloaded your system, and you're like, okay, never mind.
Well, I've been like prepared for this my whole life, or at least like my adult life, by being a little bit of a germaphobe. So I feel like
Are you still boiling your water?
I haven't been doing that for a little while, but like that's the kind of person I am, where
Right.
I get into these phases of not trusting. So today after I left the house and I went and when I got back, I like made sure to really wash my hands and like scrub down my phone and like keys and stuff like that. And even the things that I bought, like I bought a bag of coffee. I like kind of like wiped it down with an alcohol wipe, like the bag, and like
Right.
left it. And I'm not going to use it for a few days just in case, you know?
I kind of hope that if I see, the thing is, if I get it, I want to know that I have it. I don't want to like have some mild symptoms and then always be wondering like if I got it or not, if I could be carrying
Right.
it. You know what I mean?
But
It's weird.
here's my question though, back to our thing. It's like, if somebody's listening to this episode in like a month, like they're catching up, are they like, oh wow, I remember that, I'm glad that's
I
over?
know.
Or is
Or
it
they're like, oh, these guys have no idea what's in
yeah,
for it.
like I can't I mean I can't imagine the disease getting worse. I mean it could spread to more people, but I can't imagine like the economy and the state of the world getting worse. And like
It's more about that. Yeah. And New
I'm
York is particularly bad.
I'm really worried about even like our jobs,
Oh yeah. I mean, who knows when and if we'll work again.
especially like, you know what I mean? Like it could be the end of Jokers. Well,
I don't know if that'll happen, but I don't know. I
how
hope
do you
not.
film outside? How do you film?
Well, it's just, this isn't going to be permanent. Like people are going to be allowed to like hang out again one day.
But when?
I don't know.
And like, what will that society like? Will society that was like, ha ha ha, Sal, you know, boom, you're eating my grapes, be like, don't fucking touch me or my grapes?
Yeah, I
And
don't know. I
like,
hope we get over it, but yeah, it's changing things.
you know what I mean? Like
We,
that's yeah,
we were also supposed to be down for 3 months in the summer, and like, so who knows? You know what I mean?
right.
Like,
It's true.
who knows if we'll work again this year? I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if because I feel like they might have to move those summer things. So that's supposed to be tour.
Right.
So
I guess
maybe
we'll see.
I don't know. That would be, I mean, they need to make a show in order to tour. So I would like to think that the show's the priority, but
Yeah, yeah, but those guys are real road dogs.
I know they are. Speaking of road,
is Lisa still working?
yeah, she's my road dog.
Yeah,
She's
same
working.
here.
She's working from home, and
That's lucky.
She's in the other room. And the thing that's tough now is like she doesn't have like a desk. I mean, like I have this desk and I've offered it to her. Not that it's mine. It's actually literally her desk. But for some reason, she prefers to like sit on the couch. But then that's kind of bad, and it's hard to separate like work from home life. So she's like almost always working. And then like last night, we were on the couch watching TV, and she was like, "Could we just watch in the bedroom because I need to like get out of this room. I've been here all day
Yeah,
long."
I hear that.
So that kind of stuff, that kind of stir craziness is happening.
You guys have a balcony, which is nice. I have like a fire escape I have to use. You know,
have you
I want to
used
go
it?
to the park. I haven't got to use a fire escape. It's been raining a lot
I
recently.
know. Yeah, same
Or
with
cold.
I clean my balcony real good. Oh my God, like this
I'm
whole
sure your
room,
place
it's
looks
hard to
great.
see
Yeah.
this room. Like I hung that up. This whole room I like completely fixed up. We like my whole the TV console thing that I like threw out a ton of stuff and like cleaned that, organized the kitchen. Like I'm running out of places to organize. I'm like organizing sections I've already organized. And then like, yeah, the balcony, I like had this big kind of like a giant squeegee, and I like cleaned all the dirt off the floor of it, and it like looks beautiful. And I'm like, this is like, I'm running out of things to do.
That's great. Does Derek still have to work downstairs?
Yeah, he's there today. I saw him.
Yeah.
And he seems like he's like, haven't seen you in a while. And I was like, yeah.
I'm like, I mean, Mario asked me like, hey, come deliver for Marie's. And I'm like tempted, if it gets really bad, like to do that at some point, you know?
Just for some work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Just some money on the side, you know? Go back to my roots.
I know. That's why I've been trying to put out a lot of videos and stuff. I just want to
stay you've been very active.
They're trying to like mentally, like as a mental exercise, just to create stuff, but also like, you know, I might need to build that brand.
Yeah. Yeah. Who knows where we're going to be? I don't know. It's pretty wild stuff. Remember that guy, Bill Madsen?
Oh yeah.
So he was a guy that he used to come into Marie's, the restaurant that we worked at. This was probably 11 years ago at this point, 10 years ago. And he would come in wearing like a pretty nice outfit, like a suit usually. He always looked like, he always like had this air of importance about him, right?
Well, it was, so
he carried himself that way.
He would wear like a button down with like a sweater or like a suit jacket, but like it would always be a little grungy. Like there would always be like an element of it that's like ripped or like something odd.
Yeah, that's right.
So it was like, yeah, because it was like a facade. And
did he die?
I don't know. So here's the thing. So he grew up with my mom. He went to elementary school with my mom, and they knew each other. And he would always say to me, he was just like, Dr. Kelly, your mother, like before she met Dan, had like the hots for yours truly. He would talk like this.
What the fuck?
And this, I'm telling you guys, like if you're listening to this at home, this man was insane. Like he would be like, I'm hanging out with, who was the family he'd always say? Shrivers.
I don't know.
He's like the Shrivers and the Kennedy.
Oh, like Marie Shriver?
Yeah. He was just like, I'm friends with Marie Shriver, and like I'll be seeing her. I got this new penthouse in the city. But meanwhile, he was like broke and insane. Never worked a job in his life. He's like, so it was tragic because his mom took care of him forever, and like his mom had a little bit of money and like just basically let him live in this apartment complex. He had like an apartment there. She dies.
Right.
He gives the apartment she gives the apartment complex over to him. He, instead of like using it and like renting it out, he sells it to some dude and then starts renting from it. So all the money he's just giving back to the guy who bought it from him. And now he's broke again. He's broke because he used all that money on bullshit and he doesn't know how to do it. And then he had a brother who was a firefighter who died in 9/11. And then he's like, and who was like completely like a great guy, I've heard, and like has a great family. And then like Bill has to Bill's like cut off from talking to that family because he's like trying to borrow money from this family that like lost their father because he's this weird estranged uncle. It's like the whole thing is like tragic. And he agrees and like borrow money or like not pay and be like, oh, I have the money, I just don't have it on me, Mario. And Mario knew that
I think at first they probably bought his story and that he was, you know, because he does seem like he would carry himself like old money, you know, and you kind of believe it.
Yeah, but no, like after 2 times of like, you know, put it on my bill, people are like, no, dude.
I know. Like, and then they would yell at him they'd yell at him in the middle of the restaurant, like, Bill, get the fuck out of here. You don't have any money. And he would act all like, well, I never, you know?
Yeah.
like keeping up the air of importance in front of like everyone there.
Mario used to be really funny, just like legitimately just
he'd herb him out.
And like herb him out all day long. It was like, because Mario's just like sitting there working, and so like he needs like some entertainment, so he would just herb him out constantly.
Oh. Yeah, it was really funny. It's like tragic now, you know. It's one of those things, you know, tragedy plus time equals comedy. It's kind of like I'm like sadder about it now than I was then. It almost got like less funny to me.
I was mad about it always. Like I hate him. I hate his guts. Like because like he would always be like, you know, like your mother. Like he'd always like say these things of like.
Well, that's different. I didn't feel that way because he didn't say anything like that to me. He almost seemed like a like a side character on Becker or something, you know, like
Yeah.
that Tim Danson show. Like, I don't know. He just like,
I could
it's
put
just
that
some character that
aside.
you create.
I could put that aside to laugh at him, but I can't put that aside to care about him. Like he also used
I
to,
know.
he'd also, show up to my parents' house and
Really?
ask for like thousands of dollars to
Wow.
borrow it. So
That's
like
weird.
my whole life there was this guy. His name is Billy Madison. Like it sounds so close to Billy Madison.
Did you, wait, so you knew him before Maurice? Like you
Oh
knew
yeah.
of him?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
He'd walk up to our house and be insane and be like asking for money. My dad would be like, "Get out of here. Like you're insane. Like leave." My mom would once in a while give him like a few $100s because she felt bad. And she used to have the hots for him apparently.
You're right, of course. He's like an alley cat, you know, like you give him like some kibble or some victuals and he'll come back for
You're
more.
right. Yeah, you're right. It's funny is I've talked to a lot of people and it was the same story that like he knew like their parent at some point and then like he'd come around asking for money and like I maybe like Ryan McGinley or someone like that, like Forest Avenue people I know that would be like, yeah, Billy Madison like walks over town like asking people for money. And I was like, wow, yeah, other people know that story.
Yeah, I wonder what his, like I said, I just wonder what his deal is now, you know. I always wonder about him. Like
I've
how
been
do people
drinking
like
every day.
that keep it going? Huh?
Sorry, I've been drinking every day. Is that weird?
Oh, I should have. I haven't been drinking. Well, actually, I guess I have. I
Right?
guess I have been drinking like a little bit of wine every day. Yeah.
I don't think I've been drunk, but
Right.
I've been like drinking every night. Like, I mean, which isn't that crazy, but like in my, like as I've gotten older, I've started drinking less, but pretty much every night we've had like a glass of wine or two or a
Well, it
bottle.
feels like a weird. You're trying to turn this into a vacation almost. Like even if it's subconsciously, you kind of want to make this like fun. You know, if we can do it.
Yeah.
And part of that is drinking and just like sitting back and chilling with a glass of wine or whatever.
I cannot smoke weed. It's just, I can't, I'm not in the mental place.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me neither. I
Drinking is
want
like,
to. I want to smoke weed and play VR so bad, but I'm not. I haven't done it once yet. I actually did it once. That's not true. One time, but I'm not there yet.
I finished Breath of the Wild. I'm almost done with Link's Awakening and I just started Ocarina of Time.
That's great. How's it going for you? Oh.
It's going well. It's funny. I'm playing Ocarina in a different way. I'm playing it with a guide, like a Zelda Dungeon.com or something like that.
You kind of want to. You've played it once before, and you kind of just want to like re-experience it without having to like tax yourself on the thing.
And there's stuff that I never did last time. Like
Right.
I'm finding like those gold Skulltulas. Like
Yeah, those guys are a pain in the ass.
yeah, I'm finding ones that like I didn't even know existed. And it's also making me do these things where like it's like, you started and you go to like all the zones when you can to get some things. Like there's this one section that's like called the Big Collection, as Zelda calls it, the ZeldaDungeon.com. And you go from like everywhere just to like the outside to pick some stuff up. I got like mad songs. I already got the Hyrule Shield and shit. I'm fucking sick.
I didn't know you could do that stuff that early on. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you get for the Skulltula thing? You get like a big wallet, right?
If you get 10, you get a big wallet. You get 20, you get the stone that like with the rumble pack, it like buzzes.
Oh yeah.
There's a secret. I don't have a rumble pack, but and then I don't know what the other ones are. I think some of them are. I think I read that only like the first like 4 are good.
Do you remember? I don't know if you had this. I used to subscribe to Nintendo Power Magazine.
No, I never
and
did.
They sent a promotional video VHS tape in the mail.
Wow.
And it was when Star Fox 64 came out, and it was this. I think it was like an orange cassette, and you pop it in, and it's like it's like a little sketch almost, where it's like these two bumbling, like one of them, they're like Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers. They're like these two bumbling like goons from one of them's from Sega and one of them's from PlayStation, and they like they capture this like Nintendo guy who's like got a secret package, and the secret package is Star Fox 64 and the Rumble Pack, and like they like tie him up, and like they end up like he like talks his way out of it, and they end up playing Star Fox 64 together, and the Rumble Pack blows them away. It's probably online. I think it's worth watching. It's
so
really
funny.
fun.
Wait, so
yeah,
that was made by Nintendo, who was obviously nervous about like PlayStation. I watched this thing or saw this statistic that PlayStation sold like
you have to say it right. PlayStation.
PlayStation sold like almost like more than double the Nintendo 64. And
how many did Sega sell?
For Dreamcast,
you have to do them all right.
for yeah, at the time I guess it was like Saturn or Dreamcast. Nintendo like blew them out of the water, but I think PlayStation was doing really well compared to Nintendo. And then Xbox also did better than Nintendo for like against GameCube. And then I guess it just like went the other way. I guess like Nintendo.
Well, Nintendo kind of doesn't compete on the same like sort of metrics as PlayStation and Xbox do.
What do you mean?
They always go for like a little more innovation. Like PlayStation and Xbox always go for like the best hardware, and in terms of like graphics, and like they're always going for like shooters and like more of a mature crowd. Whereas Nintendo is kind of always going for like innovative hardware. If you look at the Switch, and the DS, 3DS, you know, like they always want to differentiate themselves. So their games aren't as like mature. They're just like fun.
I've been out of the game. I've been out of the game for so long. So I missed literally like from Nintendo 64 until Switch, I had 0 consoles. Like there's nothing I had. So I'm like relearning like what happened. And it's so interesting to see that, like, because Nintendo is still like, I mean, it's the only one that's like really doing really well. I think like everyone, I think the Wii did really well for them.
But the Wii U was a failure, right?
And the DS,
okay.
they made so
they're
many.
Not afraid to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not afraid to fail. They take chances.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
They had like 7 iterations of the Nintendo DS.
I know. It's like the Game Boy.
Yeah, but the Game Boy, like it was pretty much the same kind of. I guess it was. They had different games. They followed the same. Like they had the Game Boy Advance games that don't fit in the old console. And there's like weird backwards compatibility issues.
I mentioned it last.
Well, you kind of changed this.
I know. Well, I was going to say I mentioned it last week, but the VR thing has been great for like social isolation because I'm truly like hanging out with other people, you know. And the Star Trek one is so great because it's a different kind of audience, and like everyone's really role playing hard. I've also been watching a lot of Star Trek. The Next Generation is so good.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Who was I just? Were we talking about someone on the Marco Polo?
I know Mark Maffei likes it. Oh yeah, the Marco Polo baby. Yeah.
Yeah, or somebody was telling
really good.
Somebody was telling me. Oh no, it was one of Lisa's friends, Lisa's work friends. They like do like a big Google Hangout like a couple nights a week, and we were hanging out, and they were saying one of them has been watching Next Generation. When I started it, I just hated the vibe of it, but it was like kind of watching a pilot for a thing that's like they're trying to remake the original series.
Exactly. You have to not. I skipped right ahead to like I picked like certain episodes of season 2. I like looked up which ones are the good ones to watch.
Oh,
and I've kind of been doing it like we did with the original series. Yeah. There's some really bad stuff, but there's some really good stuff that I recommend.
Yeah,
that's what I've been into.
If you could send me that and maybe be like skip this episode or this episode, I think that would be good.
Yeah.
You could watch them like piecemeal. Is it like a lot of continuing storylines and stuff?
Not really. It's meant to be, you know, you can just pick up wherever. Yeah. So as long as you kind of get the idea of like who the characters are, and it's really not hard to pick it up.
Yeah. So Allie's at work now. What is her work? Is she doing like 40 hours a week or more?
Let me look at her schedule right now. She does. This week she's working today, tomorrow, and Thursday, and then she's off until Monday. So it's 3 on, 3 off.
Okay.
But she might be taking overtime. They might need it. That's subject to change, that schedule, because they're kind of limiting who is working with these patients.
Yeah.
And until she exhibits any symptoms, she has to keep coming in. It's a really messed up thing. But
right. What are you gonna do? I mean,
they need her. Yeah.
Yeah, like the people who are working now, I'm like, it's both. I'm honored, or what's the word? Like I'm appreciative of like what they're doing, and then I'm also like jealous in a way of like people with city jobs. Like my grandpa always told me to get a city job.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
there you go. Right.
We're gonna always need nurses and firefighters and bridge painters.
There's like a lot of sort of memes, or they're almost like chainmail like posts going around. It's like, be sure to thank your healthcare workers and janitors and things like that, and cleaning crew. But I don't want to talk out of turn here, but it sounds like the cleaning crew has not been so great over where she's working. they're like afraid to go in rooms, even though there's no real risk to them, and they're not throwing out the garbage, and they're acting like they're stealing supplies. Like they're getting all this credit online for like being heroes, and they're kind of acting like dicks.
Wow.
It's kind of annoying for me to see. Yeah.
Little Scambone.
Yeah.
That might just be at the one that she's at. Maybe not all of them.
I hope so, but like she was getting really fed up, and she's isolated in the room with this person. Like she can't really leave. So she wrote on the glass. She saw like two people standing there, and like one person was holding like a garbage can, and she wrote on the glass like really angrily, "Do your job," and pointed at them because like no one was coming in to like clean up. There's garbage just piling up, and the guy got mad and like stormed away. And it turned out it wasn't his job, so she like yelled at the wrong guy for it.
Oh, that is
it's
so
just
funny.
She feels bad. I mean, she apologized. Everything's fine now, but like it's just the tensions are running high, and like things are just getting started. You know.
Yeah, I guess so, right? I guess that's the weird part. It's like since I haven't gotten it, I'm Joe, I'm not gonna see you for a while.
It's possible, yeah.
But
that's the thing. I don't know. Maybe we did, if I get it and get over it, then I'm okay.
Maybe, yeah. But yeah,
I think so. For the most part, this should act like any other virus. So that's what's annoying. Like I don't know when it's safe to just go out.
I know. And if you and Allie have gotten it and you're still contagious, I'm going to avoid you.
Yeah, but till when? We used to kiss on the lips like no problem, all the time.
And now it's a problem.
Like just as a joke. Yeah. And like we would touch all kinds of body parts together, and like it was fine.
Remember those days?
I do.
It is really interesting. We're moving in. That's what I keep saying. I feel like we're moving into a new like version of life.
Well, you're telling me that you're never going to be fully comfortable around me?
No. But I just think like people though are going to be a little less, liberal when it comes to like handshaking and hugging and stuff like that.
I guess we'll see.
Because this is just the first strain of it. Like,
how liberal? You think people are already really liberal with it?
I guess so. Yeah, I
guess I hug people pretty regularly.
But even beyond a hug, it's just like, hey, Joe, this is my friend, Chris. Like, and you guys would shake hands.
Yeah, we do a quick tongue tap.
Yeah, and lick each other's hands and touch each other's eyeballs and cough into each other's ears.
Right.
But
now you can't do all of that.
You can only do ears.
Right.
But I don't know. I wonder if now like people are going to be a little bit more cautious, or because this is like, all right. So tell me if I'm wrong, but let's say this dies down, and a lot of people get it, a lot of people die. They figure out a vaccine. Next year, is it going to be the same thing all over again? But we have a vaccine, perhaps.
Ideally, it will be operating like the flu, where it's like it is a threat, but we've got it under control.
This is like a version of SARS, right?
In a way, it causes acute respiratory like problems. So, but it's not really like SARS is also a coronavirus. Yeah.
Yeah. So this would just be like adjacent to the flu.
Yeah, I guess so.
Wow. Cool.
It is definitely a new thing we have to deal with, and we'll see how that goes going forward. But like everyone's got to keep their calm and not act irrationally. Did you see about that person that like drank?
Yes.
like aquarium cleaner?
Yeah, because it had the same
come on,
name.
Don't do that. Just don't do that stuff.
I mean, I know. I mean, I do kind of agree, though. I mean, like, look, there's two sides of it. One is they're fucking idiots, first and foremost. But also they were like, they heard the president say like, this might be a cure. And they didn't look into it at all. They just like listened to what he said, which he shouldn't have said.
Yeah.
But also I can't really blame him. I could blame him for like misinformation, but like you gotta be out of your mind to take that shit.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it is reassuring because I have heard separately from him, because my father works in this, supplying medical stuff. And like, this has been going around for a while, that this chloroquine, whatever it is like a good like
defense
possible thing. But like they've been buying it out since January in hospitals. So they're prepared for it. And it's like good to know that like, hey, we're working on something, we're actively working on something. But to go ahead and extrapolate that and like drink Windex because there's like rubbing alcohol in it, like it's the equivalent.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. Like just And like the toilet paper craze, like it's madness. It's irrational madness. And this could be so much worse, and people are acting like this, you know?
Right. Yeah. I mean, look, I'm not that surprised that people are fucking psychos about this stuff. Like, I'm really not surprised that people like got all the toilet paper in the world. Like, as much as I'm like, I can't believe it, I'm not really shocked, because I think people get into these like startled modes where they're like,
Yeah.
I gotta protect my family's buttholes.
We're not different from an antelope. And you see one freak out, and then you kind of freak out, and then it cascades. And we live in this is the first like meme virus. You know what I mean? Like it's truly all part of this like certain way that information is spread, and it's affecting things in a deeper level. Like society is taking a real hit from it.
Yeah, dude, it's bizarre.
It's weird.
Yeah, I'm also just trying to enjoy my days. Like,
sure.
I feel like that's why I was saying, like, I'm trying to, like, create something every day, put stuff out, because like I need that's what's interesting is I've been thinking about this kind of world for a while. I've been thinking about, like, after, like down the line, if I ever retire, this is what life is kind of going to be like. It's like me and Lisa, and I probably figure out music things to do here and there, maybe some like videos or something. I don't know. Like, I
Try and save a couple Zelda games for the future. That's all I'm saying.
You're right.
Don't play them all just now.
I know. I'm waiting for the Switch to have like Wind Waker, or, maybe even like the HD version of this. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I imagine that this might be life in the future. Like, the other thing I've been thinking about, bro, is I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of like how to, start a little farm.
Okay.
Like a little garden. I want to get chickens and rabbits.
If you manage to start a farm,
a
successful farm entirely based on what you've watched on YouTube, I will be extremely impressed.
I'm telling you, dude, it's not that hard. I mean, it's, I would do it like, so I imagine it at my parents' house, like in my backyard.
What's the difference between a farm and gardening?
Okay, so I guess the only difference in my mind is there's animals.
Okay, so you want to start a farm.
So I want to have like a mini, like, urban kind of. So I would want is like, I want like vegetables, both like ones that like grow in the summer and winter, and maybe some that like grow all year round. And I would want to do chickens. You can't just do one chicken, then you need like a bunch, and you need enough room for them to like have places to lay eggs and also have a little chicken run. You got to protect them from the top and bottom, because there's like hawks or like cats or dogs can try to get in there and kill them.
Right.
And then I would want to do rabbits, and rabbits also like can kind of share some room with the chickens, and they'll be fine. And the reason why you have rabbits is because they breed, and so you could eat rabbit.
Yeah, like, but rabbits, you can't survive off rabbits.
What do you mean?
Rabbits, I forget what it's called, but like if you were to eat only rabbits, you would die of starvation because you don't get the right nutrition from rabbits. There's some weird thing in their protein that actually it does not sustain you.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Well, I would also be eating eggs.
Okay.
Right? Like that's the benefit of chickens.
Yeah. Jeff Sellis, the DP on that show we used to work on, he has chickens.
Remember that show? Yeah, I was actually texting with him recently because we were talking about this. So Jocelyn is actually going to be working, his wife is going to be working on a farm in like Albuquerque, or maybe it wasn't that far, was it? I don't know. Anyway, she's going to be working on a farm because they basically have a version of what I want in their backyard. They have like a lot of vegetables and they have chickens. They don't have rabbits, but I want, like it would be fun. Like I'm already picturing like where all this stuff would be, like in my parents' backyard. I don't know if they'd be,
I think it would be more fun for you to hunt rabbits, like let it, like don't keep them, let them roam around, but like go full Elmer Fudd on it,
Well, part of it is like, I think there's something to like rabbits. Like, all right, so you use their feces. Actually, it's like a kind of feces that works really well for like composting, and like there's that whole element of it. So like that's.
I'm sorry, I can't picture you actually doing any of this.
Really?
Yeah.
I know, right? I know. It's like I've never done anything like this before, and
maybe you should start simple. Just grow some potatoes and see where that goes, and then get back to me.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe sweet potatoes. Yeah, so that's I want to maybe look into like first starting with like just like balcony gardening, on my.
Yeah, talk to Zaluga about that. He also used to work on that show with us, and he knows a lot about gardening.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's my plan though.
That's good.
Because in an emergency like this, like like the things we've mostly been eating is like vegetables and eggs every day, and once in a while, like I'd go to Whole Foods and get a steak or like a bunch of fish. We had some sick fish the other day. We went to Greenpoint fish market, and we got scallops, and we got shrimp, and we got clams. And the
Clams.
we made like a linguine squash, like basically just like spaghetti squash that we used as spaghetti.
Yeah.
And we made the clams like separate, then dumped the whole clam bucket and when it was done, and like all the juices into the squash with like broccoli. It was delicious. Unbelievable.
If you did start a farm, I feel like you might need some kind of legal counsel, don't you think?
Absolutely. I think if I needed to start a farm, I should probably, because the thing is, like, maybe some of like my version of my crops might blow into another, a neighboring farm.
Right. And once that happens, you want to take them out. You want to take them out and take over their land.
I want to be Monsanto.
Right.
And who could get me there?
Who could be your corporate lawyer, basically? Your
I definitely don't want anybody in Tampa.
No. No, for sure.
Remember we had 2 lawyers at one point? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the real lawyer stayed around, and that is Jody Sellers.
Jody effing S.
I wonder if Jody has any vegetables. I wonder like how this is affecting Jody's business. I feel like that's another like almost like a safe job.
It's essential for sure. And he would be essential for me if I ever needed any kind of legal counsel. He lives. Where does he live? Griffin, Georgia. I wonder how their numbers are.
He lives
in terms
Griffin,
of the coronavirus.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, are we in like one of the worst places being in New York City?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Is it number 1 or DC? Right.
I think it's number 1 in the country. Yeah.
For the worst.
Yeah.
New York, baby.
I can't. I'm looking up where it is in Georgia.
Griffin.
I don't think it's too bad in Georgia. So that's good. I want Jody to stay safe because we're going to need him to survive. We're going to be living off of his sponsorship pretty soon.
I actually was just thinking that.
Yeah.
If Jody bails, I don't know what to do.
And, if he does bail, I'm sure we will call him every day begging for him to come back. You can reach him at 770.
948.
Hold on. It's been so long. It's been like 1 week and I forgot.
770. Joe, take it away.
You can reach him at 770-415-9848. That's right, 415.
Yeah, I knew there was a 98. So 9848. 415-9848.
Bless his soul.
I want to get some. We have a Jody Sellers t-shirt. I would like to get a Jody Sellers law firm like mesh trucker hat.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
What I would want is like Jody Sellers, like family law or whatever on the thing, and I want the phone.
I like that you say or whatever. Like we still don't know what the name of his firm is.
I want the Sellers law firm, and I want the phone number. But we talked about this. I really like when a business doesn't have the area code.
Yeah. I agree. I don't know how sustainable that is, but it would be great if we could do one without.
I love in New York when you see like a place that's been around for a long time that it doesn't have the area code on it. That's
my favorite.
I love it. You don't even have the 718 or 212, whatever. That's the best.
There's some of that around here. Yeah.
I think I have that one trucker hat that's like that.
What the heck was I going to say?
I don't know, man. We might get booted off in a little bit because we're using Zoom. This is new technology for us.
Oh, you can join the Marco Polo as well, and it's been a good way. I think that everyone's kind of keeping their spirits up in the Marco Polo. Allie was having some fun in it, telling Lauren to go fuck herself.
Yeah,
actually, she didn't say that. She just said, "Shut up, Lauren."
Okay,
I'm taking it too far, but it's been fun in there. And you've been watching Breaking Bad. You were kind of telling us your thoughts in there. Have you kept going with it?
No, well, so we finished season 2, and I was so infuriated by how bad that season is.
Honestly, I agree. I almost didn't want to watch it after that, but time was on my side. You know, like I had time in between the seasons to just give it a shot when season 3 came back. I
Yeah,
really
I guess you're
recommend
right.
keeping going.
I think I'll probably keep going. I'll probably like watch a few episodes of season 3, and if I get back into it. But I can't believe the kind of bullshit that they pulled in season 2. I was like, this is like a fantasy.
I don't disagree.
Because they
But
started so real, like the first couple episodes of season 1, all of season 1 really, it's like really gritty and real, and then once in a while they do a little bit of bullshit, and then season 2 is like, it's like when, remember when, like when Weeds got like so insane that you're
they
like,
really,
this is,
I'm telling you, they pull it back from there. I think a lot of it had to do with the writer's strike around that time. Season 1 was short, and
oh,
I think it affected like the quality of season 2.
hmm.
I don't know, man. I just try and give it the context of the time it came out, and give it a shot. You know, currently I'm watching Better Call Saul. Have you met Saul
Yes,
Goodman?
yes, I have.
Yeah,
Not in,
and
well, actually, yeah, in real life, but you mean
in the show,
in the show? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's so good. Better
He's
Call
a
Saul.
great actor in it too.
Yeah,
Like, his characters, but like I believe it. It's crazy, but I believe it. I like him a lot. As there's a few people in the series. I really love Hank as a character.
yeah, man.
Like, he is such a, like, you start hating him, and then you realize like he's kind of the only good person. Like he
Yeah,
cares
I know.
as much as he's like, he says these like ridiculous things. He's almost like an Eastbound and Down character.
Yeah,
But you're like, yeah, but like you're doing the right thing.
exactly.
Drugs are bad. Like
He's
you're,
kind of got this alpha personality that grates on Walt, and you at first you're like, okay, I see why Walt's annoyed by him, but he's a good guy.
I know Walt is not a
So
good
so
guy.
Better Call Saul. If you do enjoy Breaking Bad, it's like
So,
cool to know that you have that whole thing to go through as well.
right, here's my question. Do I have to finish Breaking Bad before I watch that?
Yeah, I
Ugh,
think so.
gosh darn it.
I think you won't appreciate it as much
Yeah.
because it kind of starts out with something that really like is kind of a spoiler
Mm-hmm.
for the ending
Mm-hmm.
of Breaking Bad. So I don't want to say anything about it, but
Gotcha.
yeah.
So we also started watching that Tiger King documentary.
What's that shit about?
It's on Netflix, dude. You got to watch it. I think Taylor Ortega or someone posted that it's like the best Christopher Guest movie because it's
Really?
like,
It's a documentary, right?
it's a real documentary, and the characters are insane. Like,
Okay.
it's crazy, dude. It's like like I've only watched 3 episodes, and you're like, episode 1, you're like, wow, these people are crazy, and then episode 2 comes, and you're like, oh my god, there's more people, and they're even more crazy.
Wait, what's it about? I don't even understand. What is the Tiger Man?
Okay, so there's like a murder involved, although like that doesn't come into play. I think they basically give you a lot of
Always a murder.
backstory, but like they set that up saying like there's a murder, but you don't know exactly what's happening. And then they just go into the like what these lives of these people who, these like kind of a couple more than that, but 3 places that have tigers. Two, like they're basically like privately owned zoos, but they have a ton of tigers. And one of them has like, he's got like a bunch, and he's like, one guy's like top place, and he's like got elephants, and he's got like he's got a liger, he's got a crazy shit. He makes a lot of money, tickets to get there, to get in to see it, and everyone gets a picture with like these tigers like holding babies. That one's like, it's like $350 to $400 a ticket. And then there's like the second place guy who they know each other, and he's got a bunch of tigers too. It's a little bit more run down. But then there's this woman. This is all I know so far from 3 episodes, so all this might be like different. But there's a woman who has a sanctuary, but they're kind of like, the sanctuary is the same as what we're doing, but she's sort of getting PETA on us. But she's treating the animals just as bad, and she's taking money from people to come to her quote unquote sanctuary, because she calls it that.
It sounds like there's not really a tiger problem in the world. There's plenty of tigers to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
That's what my takeaway is so far.
One of the guys there is just like, I'm a breeder of tigers, and like, you're trying to shut me down, but I'm trying to keep tigers going. I'm trying to make more tigers, and they're trying to shut me
Yeah,
down.
I'm on this guy's side.
You're gonna love this. You're gonna
Okay.
go back and forth with people's sides. It's
When
a
I
devil's
identify.
advocate dream.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think you should watch it. You look the part right now too. You got the mustache going.
Yeah. Are you gonna grow a mustache for the the quarantine?
I don't know. I had the beard and I did that video where I shaved, so I had to
Oh yeah.
restart.
Join the Stash Club.
Yeah, maybe. Stash Club.
You can if you're. So we're gonna put this out as a video as well as an audio recording, right?
I guess so. I don't know
If
where.
pending technology, I don't know if that works. How it's gonna work. I guess we have a JV Squadcast YouTube. We can put it up on. But you can see the mustache if you watch this. Casey did an air quote like a few minutes ago that he did, unless you were watching the video. So definitely worth it for that Easter egg.
Yeah, for that.
One time you did an air quote. I'm gonna flash my nipple now. So there you
go.
That's only if you watch this whole thing.
I'm gonna show my dick. That's a little
looking
Easter egg.
Good. Looking big.
We might get kicked off soon. I don't know how much time we have left.
We also, in the preferences before we started recording on this, it's this app called Zoom. I've used it before to like work on a screenplay or a script with someone, and it's really coming back because if people are hanging out on it, it's like a good way to hang out, like video chat. And one of the options is like, what was it called? Like to make you look better. It was called like in the video preferences.
Oh, it was like beauty mode or something.
Yeah, it was some mode that like like makes you look better. I think it kind of blurs your features a bit.
Touch up my appearance.
Right, the touch up my appearance. Yeah. Did you take it off?
No, I apparently have it on.
We both have it on, so we both look really good on this video. If you want to come check it out.
So like 6-pack abs.
Yeah.
I've been like since I've been home, I've been like doing like I have like those under eye gels.
Oh yeah, your eyes look great.
And I use this like moisturizer underneath. But then last night I woke up at like 4 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep until like 6:30 a.m. So I think I like undid any good.
Sleeping has been weird. Like the other night I went to bed at 10 o'clock and woke up at like 8. I got so much sleep. And then last night I went to bed at like 3 and woke up at 10:30. So I don't know. Like nothing matters anymore, you know?
I have not been staying up late. I've actually been kind of going to bed early because it's almost like when you're like
you just want the day to be over with too.
I guess so. Yeah.
Like, the sooner you go to sleep, the sooner it's the next day, and we can like try and get past this. It's like time travel.
I know. I mean, I feel also. I mean, I feel for you because Allie's working, so you're home alone a lot. But there's a lot of people who don't. You know what I mean? Who live by like I'm thinking about Jay and my friends that, and maybe even listeners that don't have a lot of people around. And I hope that they're getting enough socialization.
It's true. Maybe we can do like a JV Squadcast, like hang out, so people can come in for like an hour and like, but only if you live alone.
Okay, so you set that up, buddy.
Yeah, that's true. Why did I say that? Well, you know what? We haven't like, we like really have taken it easy. We're not like making songs anymore. Like we should do things.
What do you want to do? Like, do you have any like creative goals?
Personal projects?
Yeah.
Well, I'm currently working on a screenplay with someone.
Yeah, I know.
He asked me to collaborate with that. So that's like a good thing that I'm doing.
Oh, the one with Danny?
Yeah.
Was I not supposed to say?
No, you can.
Well, they don't know what Danny, so.
Right.
They don't have.
But yeah,
they have no idea that's Danny Green.
No, they don't know it's Danny Green.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, what's going to become of that or anything. But it's a nice project, and it's nice that I'm working with someone, so I'm more accountable for it. It's not just like me on my own.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like send music track by track with Bueno, but you know what I mean? Like everyone do one track at a time.
That's
just to have fun.
I wish I could do that with less vinyl. I don't think anybody has like only like Joe has.
Maybe Carlo.
Yeah, I think Carlo and I could go back and forth for sure. But
this is a technical problem, but part of the issue is that I use GarageBand on my computer, and some people use it on the iPhone or iPad, so it's like tricky to go back and forth because the format doesn't always match.
But you could use it on either one.
When I send my GarageBand file from my Mac to Mikey Gaggs's like iPhone, it doesn't quite translate for him.
But I'm saying, like, why don't you just do it on your iOS? I
don't have an iRig, so the way for me to play instruments is through my computer. Well, anyway, that's neither here nor there. But
here's my other question: why don't they send to you, and you could always go from iOS to Mac. Like you could convert iOS to a Mac file.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
Also, I think that there's an option I saw recently where you can turn the Mac file into an iOS file. I think if you go to
all that does is bounce the track to a WAV file that exists in an iOS file. It doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then
it doesn't really.
But then if he puts that in and you just tell him what the BPM is, he could just put that in a project and play to it.
Yeah, there's definitely ways to do it.
Because that could be like almost like a guide track that if you have to re-record it or if you need to drop his stuff into yours.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's a fun way to collaborate either way.
Yeah, I think that's
we can talk about the technical aspects offline.
Now, but I want to talk now about them. I keep hearing ice cream trucks go around my neighborhood, and I'm like, "What's going on?"
That's weird, right? I've heard that too.
Yeah, I mean, like.
Let's go. I'm gonna go get the ice cream.
You are?
Ample Hills is declared bankruptcy. I don't know if you're an ice cream guy, but that sucks. Yeah,
that's the other thing that I'm so scared about. I actually took my camera with me today as I walked around, and I had this thought. I was like, I should go to my favorite businesses and take photos.
Yeah, they'd be worth money someday.
Well, just like for my own memory, I don't care worth money. I just want to remember.
Kidding. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go for a walk. I might go do that.
All right, let's do it. And this was nice. Let's check in again soon.
Yeah. Maybe I'll set up some kind of hangout for people if there's interest in it. If people tweet about it to us.
I'd be down. I mean, if we could do, I think the way we should do it is do something like this. And it looks like I could mute all. So I could basically like jinx you.
Oh yeah. Wow.
So I might be able to like jinx everybody. So we have everybody come into this like a giant Marco Polo where everyone's there at once, and I mute everyone, and then I could tell we could decide who gets to speak and stuff.
That's good. We can go around.
That's fun. All right.
We'll keep it short to like 20 minutes to a half hour because the problem with this quarantine is that like no one has any reason to like leave. Mm-hmm. Like you can't be like, I gotta go do this thing. I gotta go to the bank. Like no one can say that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's harder to like break off conversations when like your parents call or like when your friends call. Like you can't just be like, I gotta go. So we'll keep it limited or something so that no one needs to make any excuses.
Yeah, we'll do like 20 minutes or something.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. But if there's interest, if you tweeted us and you want to do it, we'll do it.
We'll do it. All right. Love you, buddy.
Love you, pal. Be well.
Be cool.